Take the dream you keep planning at 11 p.m. Try to remember choosing it. You can't. No such day exists. Nothing you want began inside you. Tonight you meet the author. This is why you want what they want. Start 3 desks away on an ordinary Tuesday. A colleague resigns. Better title, better company, better light in the photos. Nothing on your desk changed between lunch and 5 o'clock. But by Friday, you are scrolling job listings in the dark. Be honest about the order of events. The job did not get worse. It got compared. You have always pictured wanting as a straight line. You here, the thing there. That line is the most protected lie you own. Just off the page stands a third point. The person who wanted it first. You never audited your career. You watched one person leave it. In 1961, a professor of literature caught that third point, hiding in 4 centuries of novels. René Girard was not a psychologist. He read novels for a living. A Frenchman at Johns Hopkins, teaching Cervantes, Stendhal, Proust, Dostoevsky. 4 authors, 4 centuries, 4 countries, and one structure he could not stop seeing. No character in the great novels ever desires in a straight line. Don Quixote wants whatever his storybook knight would want. Emma Bovary wants the life her romance novels taught her to want. Self, object, and above them a model, showing the self what is worth reaching for. A triangle, hiding inside what everyone swears is a line. Girard called that faith the romantic lie, the fantasy that your wanting is homemade. Then he named the truth, mimetic desire. Desire is imitation. You do not choose your wants. You catch them, like an accent, like a cold. One of his students will turn this triangle into $1 billion. Hold that thought. You could object that novels are fiction, and that your wants feel spontaneous from the inside. Fair. So the evidence starts on day 12 of a human life. In 1977, in a Seattle lab, Andrew Meltzoff leaned over newborns and stuck out his tongue. His subjects were 12 to 21 days old. Too young for words, too young for mirrors. 12 days of total experience. The babies watched his face. Then they pushed their tongues out back at him. He opened his mouth. They opened theirs. He pursed his lips. They pursed. Science published the photographs. Imitation is not learned. It ships from the factory. Before you wanted anything, you were already copying the people who wanted things. The machinery came first. The dreams got loaded later. Babies copy faces, you say. Adults choose. Then watch what your body's doing right now. In 1999, 2 New York psychologists sat people down with a stranger, one-on-one. The stranger had secret instructions. Rub your face or shake your foot. Nothing else. Face-rubbing partners made people rub their own faces 20% more. The foot shakers pushed foot shaking up 50%. Afterward, nobody reported noticing a thing. The copying never reached awareness. Then Chartrand and Barg flipped the room. This time, the stranger secretly mirrored the person. Posture, gestures, timing. Mirrored people liked the stranger more. 6.6 against 5.9. They called it the chameleon effect. Your body copies strangers within minutes, and being copied is what liking feels like. Movements. Fine, you say. But taste is different. Taste is yours. In 2006, 3 researchers at Columbia built a music site for 14,000 teenagers. 48 songs by bands nobody knew. Free downloads, 1 twist in the architecture. Salganik, Dodds, and Watts had split the site into 8 sealed parallel worlds. Same songs, Same starting line. Each world saw only its own download counts. If taste were private property, the same songs would win everywhere. They did not. One song ranked 26th out of 48 on pure quality. It hit #1 in one world. In another, it landed 40th. Same song, same kind of teenagers. Different early wanting on display. Visible downloads made the popular more popular and buried the rest. Quality set a floor and a ceiling. Between them, other people's wanting decided everything. Your taste has co-authors, and they are whoever you can see wanting. You could still call this information. Crowds know things. Popular might just mean good. In 1975, Stephen Wurtzel ran that objection through a glass jar of cookies. People rated a chocolate chip cookie. Same recipe, every single time. Some drew from a jar of 10. Some drew from a jar of 2. The 2-cookie jar won. Scarcity seasoned it. But the best-tasting cookie came from a third condition. A jar of 10 cut suddenly to 2 because other raters, they were told, wanted them. The cookie improved the moment other people's wanting touched it. 10 cookies bake identically. That is not information. That is transmission. In 2009, a brain lab in the Netherlands watched the transmission arrive. People rated faces, then saw the group's average disagree with them. The brain answered with its error signal, the one it fires for a losing bet. Wanting differently registered, neurologically, as a mistake to fix. The louder that signal fired, the more surely the rating drifted toward the group. Your brain does not defend your taste. It audits it against the room. Now put a price on all of this, because one reader of Girard did. In August 2004, a website for college students went looking for its first outside money. Most investors saw a toy. One man saw the triangle, wired for scale. Peter Thiel had studied at Stanford under an aging French professor, René Girard. He wired $500,000. The first outside investment in Facebook. Asked to explain, he reached for his teacher's word. The site was doubly mimetic. It spread by imitation, and imitation was the product. A window, refreshed forever, onto what the people just beside you want. The $500,000 became more than $1 billion. A theory from a 1961 book about novels, cashed out as the internet's defining bet. Every scroll you take is a tour of other people's wanting. The feed prints, triangles. But if imitation is this natural, it should feel like play. It does not. It hurts. Girard drew one more distinction, and it is the sharpest blade in the book. When your model is far away, a legend, a master, a saint, imitation is safe. You can worship a dead poet. He will not apply for your job. Girard called that external mediation. Distance keeps the triangle wide and calm. But let the model move close, and the geometry tightens. The colleague 3 desks away wants your ladder, in your room, on your timeline. Close models stop being teachers. They become rivals. Same triangle, shorter sides. This is why your sharpest envy skips the billionaires and lands on classmates. Then 2004 happened, and the distance died. The feed moved the whole species 3 desks away, near rivals in your pocket, wanting visibly. Which leaves the strangest fact, the day you finally win the thing. You already know, because you have felt it. The package lands, the offer letter arrives, the keys are in your hand. And inside the win, quietly, something is missing. Girard knew what. The object was never the destination. Through the thing, you were reaching for the model, for what having it made them. You never wanted the watch. You wanted to be the person who wears it. And being is the one cargo no object can carry. So the wanting survives the purchase and moves to the next corner of the next triangle. This channel once measured a treadmill. The raise your brain swallowed in 6 months. Adaptation empties the object. Imitation refills the wanting. The machine has no off switch. Every arrival hands the wanting forward, and every scroll offers it a new address. So, 2 letters. The first goes to you, mid-scroll, catching a new want right now. Do not try to stop imitating. The newborns settled that in 1977. You will copy someone. The only lever is who. So run the audit, 1 question long. Who did I catch this from? If it traces to a stranger whose whole life you would refuse, set it down. Envy always crops the photo. Never trade for a fragment. Some wants survive the audit. They are usually quiet, old, and oddly specific. They point at work you would still do unwatched. That is as close to your own as wanting ever gets. Fund those, and keep one model far away on purpose. Someone dead, or distant, or done competing. The second letter goes to the model. That is also you. Someone is catching wants from your posted life right now. A colleague, a cousin, a stranger. Your highlight reel is drawing triangles you will never see. You cannot opt out of being copied. You can only choose what you make catchable. So post a price tag sometimes. The hours, the doubt, the Tuesday nights. A dream with its invoice attached infects more honestly. The room is full of mirrors either way. Angle yours at something worth catching. The colleague never made your job worse. He redrew your triangle. You are not broken for wanting borrowed dreams. You are a member of the species. But notice the players who went quiet. The richest walked in and took the logos off. Next time, why rich people stopped wearing logos. The game of hiding the triangle.